So if you read the readings from Mass on Saturday, you would have noticed that we got into the book of the prophet Isaiah. I'm not really sure why the lectionary is set up as it is. We're hearing today from Isaiah chapter 1. On Saturday, it was Isaiah chapter 6. Not sure why it's going that way, but we're only hearing from Isaiah through Friday, and then we're skipping off to, I think it's Nahum or something like that, Micah or whatever, one of the other minor prophets, which I was pondering about that this morning, saying they call Isaiah, sometimes they call it the fifth gospel because it's so important and speaks so much to what happens in Jesus' life as a prophecy ahead of time. And I thought it odd saying we're only given 6 days with the prophet Isaiah in this. And I said, well, we do spend a lot of time with Isaiah through Advent and through Lent, so maybe they figure that's enough, and then they're just kind of hitting some of the high points. Kind of bizarre. But anyways, so we hear today, this is from the very beginning of the prophet Isaiah, and we hear basically Isaiah is giving Israel saying, get with the program. Hear the word of the Lord, O princes of Sodom. Listen to the instruction of our God, people of Gomorrah. Whoa. They're thinking, wow, Sodom and Gomorrah, you're comparing God's people to Sodom and Gomorrah? That's kind of bad. It's kind of bad because, they were destroyed, fire from the sky. And he says, what do I care for the number of your sacrifices? I've had enough of whole burnt rams, of fatlings, of blood of calves, of lambs and goats. I find no pleasure. When you come to visit me, who asks these things of you? And it's like, you can hear the people of Judah saying, you did. In the book of Leviticus, you told us we were supposed to be bringing these things to you. Why are you complaining? Because the point of that was not simply to make sacrifice, but was to turn our lives over to Almighty God. The people of Israel, when they built the temple in Jerusalem, they believed, and history looks like it was built on the same mountain range where Abraham was going to sacrifice Isaac. And so they then saw all of their sacrifices as taking part in that act of faith of Abraham. And we know, of course, that the actual act of faith that Abraham makes is a foreshadowing of the real sacrifice that will take place on that same mountain range, in the same place where Jesus gives his life for you and for me. And so the whole point of this is to get close to Almighty God. But what are they doing? Well, they're living all these things, and they're saying that their hands are full of blood, that they're doing all these misdeeds, that they're not taking care of the poor and the widow, that they're living their own lives. The Lord is saying, I want you to come in love of me. And that's what God is looking for. He's looking for love. Some might say he's looking for love in all the wrong places when it comes to us. But he's looking for love from us, from our hearts. And those sacrifices are meant to be saying, here, God, here's a gift from me to you. Now, we don't have to sacrifice blood and other things. We have Jesus' sacrifice. And we're called to give of ourselves, saying, here's all of me. I want to receive all of you. And so it's an opportunity for us to look and see how much of what we do in our faith is merely external. Or am I inviting God to come in and to change my heart, to transform me from the inside out?